Dearest inspiring youth, welcome you for another day's being together to learn some more things. As every day, Prarthana, Omkara, mantra for being together, Guru mantra, Ganavati mantra, Saraswati mantra, Hanumat mantra. Then one thought of the day, then from the Geeta, continuation of learning. We do our best of informing you here how much application you do, how much of sincerity you have to learn, how much of the time efforts you can spare. That determines how much you learn and make benefit of it. And I'm sure you are all by now become serious, sincere, genuine in making your lives beautiful with the help and guidance of Gita. And every time we have to be in touch, then only we can remember. Nowadays, because of our memory chip is filled with so much of unwanted information of the world. So we can tell you but can't assure you. You have to assure yourself by putting due efforts to be in touch regularly so that you remember the salient, beautiful things which we have learned, which are useful for your success and happiness in life. Prayers now. Om, 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 Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhetamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Buddhirbalam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvam Arogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. So may we study and grow together. May Guru Tattva bless us with beautiful understanding. May Ganavati remove all obstacles for us while we are learning, while we are implementing, while we are succeeding. May Mother Saraswati keep the light of wisdom always on in our life. May Hanumanji give us buddhi, balam, yashaha, dhairyam, nirvayatvam, arogata, ajadyam, vakpatutvam. Always so that we are, if not as much as Hanumanji, but at least a fraction like Hanumanji, become successful in serving Rama, in serving Dharma, in serving the nature, in serving the entire living beings, in serving our own parents, friends, and also in our own growth and development. Having said so, today's thought is very simple, friends. Youngsters, see, it is the mind. Infinite power it has. Negative gunas in the mind makes the mind impotent. Negative gunas in the mind make us act in the world in such a way that the world reacts to punish us. In the same mind, there is a capacity to get the positive gunas. Positive gunas give us energy, give us stamina. When these positive guna are there in the mind, with that performance of positive guna, the world loves us, the world helps us more. Today we learn about one. What is that? Don't allow the jealousy to overpower. When you see your own friends, your own relatives, whoever they are, when they are academically growing, they got a very good job, they are getting good salary, they're getting promotions, they are recognized by the people, they are welcomed by the people, they are given variety of different rewards, awards, certifications. People are there around us in our own close circle going through that. Now, what we generally, if I are not informed, do is feel jealous and then make him an enemy, think negative about that person, blame the government or those who are giving awards. कोई ना मिला तो भगवान को गाली लगा दी. This jealous is a very, very negative quality. Asuya. Suti means delivery. Asuya means abortion. This asuya is such an aborting thing. It stops our own growth. It stops the growth of other person. That is why iska naam asuya diya in Sanskrit. We call it a jealousy. सारा zeal enthusiasm को मारने वाला दुर्गुण asuya. Why it comes? Only because you are not thinking what are the losses we incur when we have that. Other than that, only your murkhata, it's a negative quality. Sometimes these negative qualities, don't ask why they are. You know they are negative, just throw them away. Don't think कहाँ से ये मरा हुआ चिपकली घर में पड़ा है. By the time you search about, you get vomiting. First, throw it away. After throwing, what is the need of thinking about it? In the same way, negative qualities do not be worried much about. Just throw them away. That's it. Jealousy is that one, and it makes us inimical. It makes us think that the person is inimical, and we always feel to pull him down and all. ये सब मूर्खता अज्ञान बेवकूफ immature youth. My listener youth are not that type. And then what they do when the others are growing, acknowledge it, appreciate it, encourage them, congratulate them, inspire them. From them you get an inspiration and idea. Ask कि भैया तुम सक्सेसफुल हो कैसे, मुझे टिप्स बताओ. अगर वो बताए तो सीखो, नहीं तो छोड़ो. But encourage, inspire, feel happy. If I am not growing, others are growing. If somebody is growing and gaining, it's very good. The one who learns the art of becoming happy in others' happiness or growth, he can never be miserable because somebody is happy in the world, somewhere, every time, somewhere or the other. If jealousy is there, then I can always be miserable. Because anybody I see, I feel jealous. Very tough it is to give up. Even in spiritual organizations, when one organization is growing, others see them and they feel jealous. One Mahatma is growing, if the other Mahatma is not of highest maturity, then he will feel, yaar, wo zyada jealous ho rahe. Even Guru can feel jealous if the disciple is growing. Even disciple can feel jealous if he is not matured and surrendering. This negative quality can come anywhere. Anybody can become prey to that. So therefore, anybody growing, congrats. Further, you must grow more and more. कोई भी अपना गुड न्यूज सुनाता है ना, तुरंत कह दो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी, कंग्रेचुलेशंस, आई विश एंड प्रे दैट यू ग्रो मोर एंड मोर. इससे आपको क्या नुकसान हो रहा है? कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. देन व्हाई डोंट यू एक्सटेंड? इट इज नॉन थिंकिंग दैट लीड्स टू दैट जेलसी. अच्छा तुम सक्सेसफुल हो गए, पता नहीं कह रहे हेरा फेरी किया होगा, फिर रिकमेंडेशन किया होगा या रिश्वत दिया होगा. इवन इट इज ट्रू, वी शुड नॉट वरी अबाउट इट. ऑलवेज अप्रिशिएट अदर सक्सेस. Congratulate. See that the other day, UK, somebody became the prime minister or what na, then our Indian somebody was there. He went and congratulated. Whereas that winner never came, even formality protocol hai, the other contender, you have to just shake hand. That lady even did not do that. She was so afraid कि मैं जीतूंगी कि नहीं, all that. I'm just giving an example. They're all great people. We have to see in the world and feel like that. Anywhere you are invited, you are seeing and wholeheartedly congratulate. मैं तो क्या करता हूँ, भगवान is working through him for his great achievement and through him is serving the world. I तो see भगवान only if possible. I try to do that. You may not do that, at least this much. Congratulate others' success, don't feel jealous. Get yourself inspiration and get guidance. You also put and grow. This way, healthily we can learn from others and grow. In unhealthy is the unhealthy competition spirit as well as the feeling of jealousy. Otherwise, हमेशा मन में because of jealousy, you all feel so bad. Every your ability, your talents, your opportunities, you don't look at them. Is it not? A very bad example of jealousy. One fellow was sitting for tapasya under a tree. There was another fellow very jealous of him. He said, मैं भी बैठता हूँ. He also did sat. Then they did tapasya very good. Then the Lord came. Then he asked this fellow, what you want? He said, पहले उसको जाके पूछ, उनको जो चाहिए मेरे को बताओ, then I'll decide. Then the God goes to other fellow, ask what do you want. He said, first you ask, then he says. Then the God, the first fellow, second fellow says, I say, kya? So then, oh God, you again go to him. Whatever he asks, double of it you give me. See that? He sat for tapasya, he also sat, jealousy. Then Bhagavan came for both. He came to him. He said, kya chahiye? He says, go and ask that fellow. Then I will decide. You tell me. Ask. भगवान ने आगे उनको पूछा, उसको क्या चाहिए? He says, उसने क्या मांगा? He says, उसने कुछ नहीं मांगा. उन्हें कहा, पहले तुमको क्या चाहिए मांगो. Then क्या चाहिए तुमको? So he said, whatever you give him, he asks, you give me double of it. भगवान came to this fellow. He asked, क्या मांगा उसने? Particularly कुछ नहीं मांगा, but he said, what? Whatever you ask, he said he wants double. Then this fellow, you know what did he ask the Lord? He said, Bhagwan, if that is the case, remove one eye of mine. मेरा एक आंख को फोड़ दो, फिर उसका क्या होगा? That fellow का दोनों आंख फूट जाएगा. Means what? If jealousy is there of the height, this fellow will not hesitate to even lose one eye if it is the other fellow loses both eyes. मतलब मेरा एक आंख फट भी जाए, दूसरों का दो ना जाना चाहिए. Jealousy. He asked like that. इसका एक आंख निकाल ही दिया भगवान, उसको अंधा बना दी. And what is it? They did tapasya, and then the Lord came from him for their tapasya. Yet, if they have this negative quality of jealousy, how they misuse their own tapasya or Bhagwan's arrival, it is an example. So today's thought is encourage, inspire. If you can't, keep quiet, but don't feel jealous. Especially this J is a never living quality. Generally, they say, I am telling you, I have not seen, it is not my job, that the women folk have more jealousy. Mother is jealous of daughter if she is in a good family. I heard that. If the daughter gets good ornaments and clothes, she feels, Are pagal hai? They won't leave, they say, I don't know. Jai koi bhi ho, don't have that. It is very negative. From that, all poisonous come. Asuya is a Raja of the all gunas. From that only all negative durgunas come. All durgunon ka Raja hai. Clear? This is a thought for the day. Now from Bhagavad Gita, what we have to learn is a very sublime thing. Yesterday also I told you, थोड़ा heavy वाला dose होगा, तुम youngsters तो फिर भी गीता का touch तो करना मेरा है, तो कर रहा हूँ मैं. So before we go to the yesterday's topic of the beauty of duty, Bhagavan talks, as I told you, Shoka Nivarana Upanishad. Today we will focus only on that. And let me take a chance to talk to you. Will you be able to catch, digest, or will you feel heavy or bored? Let me see it. Bhagavan tells here 4 or 5 standpoints, because of which which tell us how we should not become miserable, not justify becoming miserable. Shoka Nivarana or Ashoka. Why we should not be miserable at all by any reasons. In unreasonable and illogical is to become dukhi. And all of us are struggling with dukha only, no? We want to get rid of dukha. Bhagavan says dukhi hone ki zarurat hi nahi hai. There is no logic. Bhagavan gives a few of the logical standpoints. Keep them in the heart, then shun away this feeling of dukkha, misery, and come to your inspiration by remembering the goal. Work towards it, achieve it, share that success with everyone. Take another one. See, the whole topic is what Arjuna is crying. Bhagavan says, Pandita Nanashochanti. Arjuna spoke, but still spoke all wisdom as if, but still became miserable. Now Bhagavan, through Arjuna to all of us and to Arjuna also, giving the logics, using which we come out of the weakening misery and come to the inspiration with the remembrance of our goal, work and achieve it. Think about it. So, first standpoint, whether you catch or not, I am telling you. Bhagavan tells first standpoint is about the self in us, the Parama Atma. Now that self in us is what Bhagavan said here in the shloka number of. First he talks about the pairs of opposite. The pairs of opposite are there in the world. World is there because of these pairs of opposite only. Nobody is spared from that. Even a avatara, even a Mahatma also comes. So they come and they stay and they go away also. When they are there, be attentive. Have titiksha, patience and perseverance, and don't allow them to overpower you and make you miserable. This is what to come out of the dukkha when the pairs of opposite come. उसका वो आंसर है. Develop your patience and titiksha. Know that they will go away. Wait till they go away. Even when they are there, with your stamina of titiksha, you don't become miserable. If you become miserable, it becomes a habit to you. So pairs of opposite withstand, have that stamina to withstand to them, and don't allow them to overpower you. Don't allow them to make you miserable. Miserable नहीं बनना. Pair of opposite आते हैं तो they are natural. Everybody come across them, but they don't stay permanently. It is my grit and withstanding which decides whether I become miserable or not. I am standing so strong, tall. I am not becoming miserable. They come, they go. It's a part of life. One standpoint is that with pairs of opposite. Now Bhagavan tells about the standpoint of the truth or self or permanent self reality. That is always there. It is not destroyed or changed by anything, etc. So as a self in you, you are permanent. Nobody can touch it. It is so subtle inside you. Therefore, from the standpoint of real self also, it is imperishable, never dying. Therefore, you don't deserve to be miserable. Okay. From the Jiva standpoint, he says, you are a Jiva, yeah, you are in this body, yes. Into the next body you will be sent. Therefore, when you have to leave this body, why have to suffer? Third standpoint. From the pair of opposite, they come and go. It's a part of the game. Don't suffer. As a self, it is never dying, never changing. Therefore, no suffering, no misery. As a jiva, you kick this and go into the other. So why are you worried when you have to leave this body? Is it not? From the Deha standpoint, he says, this body is made out of 5 elements. It is continuously dying. Not that one day it is going to die. I'm already dead as child. Then only I become the teenager and the middle-aged or whatever youth. So therefore, why you worry about this deha also? That which is born, jata se dhruva mrityu. He gave the example of that anything born will die. He said, like we change the cloth, body also is changed. So we have the fear and misery because we die as a body. We have fear and misery because as a jiva, we are having fear and misery as a self. Bhagavan is giving clear picture. Keep all that and never allow the fear or misery to overpower you. Keep on working on the goal, whatever you have set it. So what it said, we saw yesterday all these shlokas. I told you the meaning also of them. Up to what we have come, in fact, 23, 24 तक हमने देखा है. Again, for you in general, from the body standpoint, don't be frightened or miserable because it has come from 5 elements, it will go back. As a jiva, don't worry because you only get another body. As a self, you don't worry because it will never perish you. As you got the pairs of opposite, they come to everyone, they stay, they go, depending on your prarabdha. Therefore, stand strong, don't allow them to overpower you. Any reason by which we become miserable and justified is ignorance and stupidity. Any reason by which we don't allow the misery or fear to overpower, that all is logical, correct. So, Shoka Nivarana Upanishad. Now we have seen here few of the things. See, what is that? We have seen up to the 24th, let us say, Achedyo Yamada Hyoyam Akledyo Ashosya Evacha Nitya Sarvagata Sthanuhu Achaloyam Sanatanaha. The self is not destroyed by any of the destructive weapons. Therefore, need not worry. That is the meaning of it. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmad evam viditvainam na anushochitum arhasi. Avyakta achintya avikarya. The self is so wonderful, so subtle, so infinite. Nothing can touch to disturb it at all. So remain as self. Look from the standpoint of real self. Then don't get bound. That's what Bhagavan says here. Then he talks about interesting thing. That's what I already said. Atha chainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mrutam tatha vitvam mahabaho naivam shochitumarhasi. See, there is another thing. Nitya jatam nitya mrutam. Is it not? Every day the flowers come. By the evening, murut जाते हैं, फिर गिर जाते हैं. Another day they come. Again they grow, again they die. So too, the fruits to the tree, every season they come, they go away. Again seasonal vegetables are there. Is it not? This also is standpoint you have to keep that which goes is only to come. Like people say, स्वामी जी आप हमारे घर आइए. मैं पूछता हूँ उनको, आपके घर आने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए? Then they worried. क्या करूँ क्या करें? बताइए समझे आप ही. पहले मुझे छोड़ो, अभी मुझे जाना चाहिए. Only when I go, then you can wait or call me, wait for me, and I can come. See the difference between everyday coming rose flowers and the plastic flower you keep. वो बोरिंग रहता है प्लास्टिक देखने में बहुत दे आर शाइनिंग एंड ब्राइट बट यू डोंट सी द जॉय ऑफ दैट फ्लावर इट्स सो रूटीन whereas the flower when it is blossomed so beautiful it is and evening it goes away but again next day another comes. That is why the joy of birth is only in the death only. They compensate each other, they complement each other. And you, by becoming miserable, you can't change it. Is it not? When I become dukhi, when I see the flower as it is becoming 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, slowly it getting faded, and I see it and become philosopher and cry about it. कितना बढ़िया ये सुंदर गुलाब सुबह खिला था, इतने भंवरे मंडरा रहे थे, अब क्या है दोपहर में कड़ी धूप के कारण मुरझ जा रहा है, भगवान को कोई दया नहीं है, ये फूल को मुरझा रहे हैं. With all your poetry, you can't stop the flower from getting faded. Is it not? Nitya jatam, nityam mrutam. Nitya means actually every day, nitya means every moment. Is it not? Time is such a subtle phenomena which is inherent in any object, make it change continuously. And what is the final change? Death. We are all nitya jata and nitya mruto. You all know that according to physics science, how many thousands of cells every day in our body are dying. Every moment, how many thousands are newly born? Out of trillions of cells which our entire body carries, trillions. Thousands are dying every day, are born. Nityamrutam Nityajatam. You know, it is said by science, 7 years may every cell of a body totally dies and new cells are born. Every part. That means if somebody's age is 49, 7 times they already changed completely. You know that example I give, that man of 50 years, ये खटारा खर साइकिल बेच के कोत नया खरीदो ना. He says, no, during my marriage, my father-in-law gave this gift. How can I give up it, he says. You know, he's so attached to it. Now you ask that fellow, when your father-in-law gave it to you by mistake, at the time of your marriage with his useless daughter, 35, 40 years back, you ask him one by one, is the seat same one? कैसे सेम है? 5 साल का टूट गया है, मैंने नया लगाया. You ask him the handle. नहीं, one day I was going rash driving, मैं खुद ही कर रहा था. Something came and hit it. The handle was broken. I asked the repairer. He told, sir, it cannot be repaired. I have to put a new one. या मैं 3,000 या जो भी लगा के नया हैंडल लगवाया. Then you ask him the mud guard. You ask him the front tires, rear tire. वही है क्या पीछे कैरियर? क्या नहीं नहीं नहीं, लाइट आगे हेडलाइट, पीछे वाला लाइट. अरे महाराज, अगर सारा बदला तो नया क्या है? मतलब पुराना क्या है? Where is the cycle in this cycle which is given by your father-in-law? But he has got a wham still. He is given by father-in-law, I will not give it. In the same way, our body is continuously changing. Within 7 years, if your age is 70, I told you, 70, 10 बार बदल गए हो पूरा. If you don't have this information or knowledge, then you hold on to. That is a problem. Nitya jatam nityam manese mritam. No, I'm telling you in this regard. Are we the same like last week or last month or last year? Have not our emotions changed? Have not our understandings changed? Have not our priorities changed? Convictions? Yeah. इसी तरह everybody's things are changing. ऐसे मत बोलो यार तुम पिछले हफ्ते मेरे से इतने प्यार करते थे अब क्या हुआ? अरे यार मिस्टेक्स हमेशा नहीं होते हैं. मैं रियलाइज किया यू आर बेवकूफ नंबर वन. देखो दिल्ली एंड गो एंड यू आर लाइक देवदास पकड़ के रो रहे बुद्धू फेलो. Nobody's likes dislikes same remain all the time same. Nobody's priorities remain same. How can you hold on to? You also give up so many things or people in your own life. So to others when they have for you may act noble, you may be great, you may love them so much, but if they don't like you, you can't do anything. Like I love you so much as my youth. मैं तो अपना जान दे रहा हूँ तुम्हारे लिए by giving this lecture and all. But is it guaranteed that you will understand me, accept me, love me? It is in your hands. No, I can't be frustrated by saying these youth are ungrateful and all. It is wrong. I should do my duty, that's all. You have your own priorities. They change also. Today when you like me, tomorrow another Swami was, you love him. There's nothing wrong. In the same way, life may understand everything is changing. Change is the only changeless thing in this world. Change is the only changeless law. From that standpoint also, you don't get, because by you are becoming miserable, you are not going to stop it. Like if I worry too much, how much ever color my hair, एक दिन बारिश में सारा निकल के सफेद hair आएगा ना. How much ever I wear a wig, somebody pulls it one day, फिर पता चलेगा सबको. Don't you do all these nautaks to see that it doesn't change? कितना प्लास्टिक सर्जरी करके कोशिश करोगे अपने आप को यंग रखने का? You have to accept them only. So Bhagavan here giving that wisdom. Be wise in the heart, in the intellect, then live a life joyfully. So Atma Drushti he told, Jiva Drushti he told, Deha Drushti he told, Sukha Dukkadi Dvandva Drushti he told. Now every moment it is changing. Therefore you enjoy it. Nitya Jatam Nityamrutam. Why? Jatasya hi dhruvo. Next shloka is Jatasya hi dhruvo mrutyuhu dhruvam janma mrutasya cha tasmat apariharyerte natvam shochitum arhasi. You can't deserve to become miserable. Anything born in time will have to disappear in time. In between it goes on changing. Every moment, in fact, changing. Change is called death. Further, it cannot be changed, then it disappears. That we call as final death. Otherwise, death is happening every moment. Like मेरे नए कपड़े 3 साल के बाद फटने के लिए आज उसका शुरू हो गया फटने का सिलसिला. दिखता नहीं लेकिन हो रहा है. Like I made a new house. After 200 years, it will break. For that, it already started its process of slowly whatever it has to happen in it for it to get broken 200 years back. 200 का 2000 का हो जाएगा ही. Even the entire Earth planet also one day will dissolve. Nothing. It may take some lakhs of years. You may talk in time of million light years, whatever language you use, but nothing is permanent. Earth has made, it will dissolve. Earth की बात हम कह रहे हैं. What to talk about other things? Therefore, what is to be done? Accept it first. Then, at the time, as long as it is with you or the things and people are with you, make best use of them for your noble goals. That's it. जब अच्छा गुलाब खिल रहा है, भक्त है तो भगवान के सामने रखो. तो लवर है तो गिव इट योर बिलवेड. पोएट है तो उसको पोएम लिखो. फिजिसिस्ट हो तो उसको देखो व्हाट केमिकल व्हाट एवर, बट डोंट बिकम मिजरेबल एंड डोंट गेट डिस्टर्ब्ड कि फूल खराब हो रहा है. You are a natural lover, allow the flower to be on the tree only. Nature lover. All is okay. Don't get miserable. Jatasi dhruvaha mrityuhu. If I accept that one day I'll have no fear of death now because of the सबसे बड़ा डर और दुख मृत्यु का होता है. Youngsters, you may not know it, but the oldies after 65, when they start seeing these friends one wicket गिर रहा है, उनको डर लगता है, अरे मेरा क्या हुआ, होगा ही सब. Are you not seeing in this corona time and after, how many great cricket players, cinema artists, politicians, everybody is going, कोई रुकता नहीं. But youngsters need not worry, have a long time. How best you use that time. So, Mahatma says, don't add years to your life, but add life to your years. Don't worry about what is after death. You be concerned about what to do now. That way, you can become little philosophical. It helps. And if you say, Swamiji, मैं सबको नहीं you are given only half knowledge in your school and college. That is only academic knowledge to fetch you a job and salary. That's not going to make your life misery, happy or beautiful. Life is not only academics. Life is to study the world in its totality. What is happening? Life is to study the flora and fauna and its responsibility, our duty towards them. Life is to study the body, mind, intellect. सब मिलकर पढ़ाई होता है, एजुकेशन कहते हैं उसको. थोड़ा पढ़ लिया फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री और टेक्नोलॉजी एंड यू गॉट लॉट ऑफ मनी. दैट्स व्हाई यू सी मोर क्वालिफाइड, मोर मनी, मोर मिजरेबल विथ मोर फाइटिंग्स. बिकॉज जिंदगी को नहीं सीखा. My youngster should learn the professional things, excel in professions. Should learn the social values, live them, and get name and fame in the society. Do all the things required to the friends, relatives, get name from them. And for himself also, for his own success, what is to do? He should do more than all that. He should also know the values for the intellect, mind, body, and live a complete person. That is what our expectation from our youth who are listening to Geeta. So one of them is no right from the beginning only. So here we are talking about what are the standpoints with which when we analyze the fear and dukkha, they can be avoided. That fearlessly, without any feeling of misery, whatever the job in hand is there, duty in hand is there, goal you have chosen, work toward that and achieve it. जातस्य ही ध्रुवो मृत्यु. Anything. You have become friendly with somebody, अब नहीं तो 10 साल का छोड़कर जाएगा वो. You will have a promotion or transfer. Something will happen. Nobody stays permanent. But as long as you are there, be in such a loving mood of mutual help. Don't be only selfish. Clear? He says now, Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharat avyaktanidhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. Are whatever you see manifested world, it came from unmanifestation, it will go back into its unmanifest stage. That's what science is trying to find. What is the final cause of everything? They have come up to the energy level. Beyond energy is what? They say we don't know. That which we don't know in Vedanta is called avidya. But you don't know what? There is nothing other than me. So you alone are there. When you are not aware of yourself, from that ignorance only the world is created. That is what Vedanta. You are not supposed to worry too much about it. इतना आप सुन लो. From unmanifestation it came. From the manifestation it goes to unmanifest. That is the whole thing. As long as it is there in the manifested form, just make best use of it. Follow all of the rules and regulations. Don't become miserable. Don't get frightened. So, आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवत् चैत्वद्वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवत् चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्. देखो, it is easy to eat some rasgulla and say मीठा है और कोई तीखा वाला. You touch something colder and hot and say. But these subtle philosophical principles, in the Tattva mainly, what is the truth, reality, and its permanency? What is entire the world, its continuous changeness, therefore impermanency? ये easily किसी के पकड़ में नहीं आते. Out of millions, some try. Out of those trying hundreds, thousands, one will understand it. And when he understands, he will be surprised for both the things. Surprised for the discovered new thing, newly discovered thing. And he surprised with his ignorance earlier. Why? What a bewkoof I was. He'll be surprised seeing his stupidity. He is surprised to see the wonder, the new thing which he learns. Like I told you, mind is the one powerful instrument. In that, if the negative values are there, it weakens the mind. If the positive values are there, it strengthens the mind. It makes the mind strong, makes us use those strengths. No, if it clicks to you, it is an ascharyam. We never tried about it. We never thought about it. In this way, the greater and higher knowledges of Gita and philosophy, when you learn, you will be surprised to see their greatness and utility. Also surprised to know how Buddha I was. And according to Sanatana Dharma, Indian tradition, right from childhood, if not child, at least from the age of 10, 12, 14, they are given even this wisdom simultaneously. The spiritual wisdom, the professional wisdom, the personality management wisdom, so to how to behave in the world wisdom. All of them we have to go on learning, updating, then only our life will be smooth. Is it not? If you know every aspect of the car as a driver, then you can enjoy driving. कुछ नहीं पता एक्सीलेटर गियर क्लच नहीं पता स्टीयरिंग यू डोंट नो हाउ टू डू यू डोंट सी द डैशबोर्ड यू डोंट नो व्हाट्स द पेट्रोल पोजीशन पंक्चर हुआ तो कैसे जैक लगाना नहीं पता है कोई इंजन एवरी मोमेंट यू विल सफर बट इफ यू नो ऑल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ कार ड्राइविंग रोड जिंदगी सो आनंद से जाएंगे आप लाइफ आल्सो लाइक दैट नेवर बी अ लेजी फेलो टू नॉट टू लर्न द नॉलेज कीप ऑन अपडेटिंग Done. Now, Ashcharya, I am telling you, this is the meaning of Shloka at your level. In Vedanta, that will be different discussion. I am not talking that to you. Now, one more thing we say and conclude. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shochitum arhasi. In the body, the embodied never dies. Not only in you, in everyone. Therefore, in Arjuna, don't be afraid that you kill them or they kill you. There is nothing that is killed in this world. Death is only an imagination. There is no death possible. Therefore, don't worry about the death and all. It's the highest philosophy. It is highest wisdom. Body doesn't die because it came from five elements, goes back. Jiva never dies because he goes from one word to the other, or he is not a reality at all. The self never dies because eternal principle it is. So what is that which is dying? Nothing. Why are you afraid? These are all as youngsters you can start learning. By the age of 30, 35, if you are pakka in that, then none of the things can perturb you or disturb you or trouble you. You will be a totally different person. मैं तो ये आपको recommend करता हूँ. Be consistent in listening Gita. Let it take its time. Have the patience. And with this wisdom added to your inner bosom, be so strong because knowledge alone is strength. Wisdom alone is strength. With so much strength, you'll be able to combat all inner or outer enemies. You can increase all your inner outer talents and abilities. You can make use of all outer opportunity. You can go on succeeding. Any of the field you choose, any of the field given to you, even the spiritual field. That complete man we are creating through the teachings of Gita. And we just started 20 days back. Go on doing it. 20 साल क्या एक क्लर्क बनने के लिए आपको 15-20 साल का पढ़ना पड़ता है ना. Now in order to become so wise, you have to spend time, you have to listen, you have to have patience. It's your hands. So we learn, we regular, keep on adding to your wisdom. Whatever you are able to understand, value it. Not understood, leave it for the day. When the Lord wants, in future it will be understood. Any questions you can ask, we can answer. Now finally, what is the topic we discussed? Oh Arjuna, what you have in front of you is situation. Don't become miserable or frightened by seeing it and run away from your job in hand. Look from all standpoint by which you rise above misery. Any standpoint you see from which you feel frightened or miserable is wrong thinking. So see the Shita Ushna Sukha Dukha, they are for the total, they come and go, nobody can escape them, just withstand to them, that's it. Learn that. From the self standpoint, never born, never dying. As a jiva, you change from one body to other. As a body, it is continuously dying, or when its work is over, it will go away, but the new thing will also come. In this way. And you and I, as youngsters, how we have to avoid our miseries? What are the miseries we come through in life? The health miseries. We take good food and medicine and be careful. have a preventive measures of good exercise, health misery will not come. Money misery, if you don't have money, then learn the art of spending less and learn the ways to earn the money. Na? Then why you become miserable about it? Misery of failure. Everybody fails in this world. Failing is not problem. How immediately you learn from it and put your efforts in such a way that you don't fail again, that is a glory. See that Mahatmas say, fall you must, not like a stone which never gets up, but fall like a rubber ball which jumps with double the speed. Falling is not problem, not rising is the problem. Rise. Therefore, never a failure should give you disappointed and misery. Learn from it and put effort. Again, don't get habituated also. Again, to continue to be careless and become failure. वो भी शोभा नहीं देता फिर. So, misery of failure by learning from it and putting effort. Misery of no money by limiting your expenses, controlling it, and finding the ways to earn them honestly. Misery of the health by becoming precaution oriented, preventive, and take medicine and all. Regarding the people, you are here to give love, you are here to give service. If this is your principle, you will never become miserable because of people. You become miserable because of people only because they did not do what you wanted. It's not you are miserable because they did not do. It is you who expected. And as long as you expect from people, so long you will be disappointed and miserable. I can't help it. There's no other alternative. Like, I'll be miserable if I expect from you the regularity, sincerity, all that. Whether you do it or it in your hand. अगर मैं एक्सपेक्ट करूं आपने नहीं किया तो मैं दुखी हो जाऊंगा. द ओनली वे नॉट टू बिकम मिजरेबल इज डोंट एक्सपेक्ट. स्वामी इट हैज बिकम टू फिलोसॉफिकल व्हाट टू डू. अरे 100% नहीं करो तो थोड़ा थोड़ा करो, उतना फायदा तो होगा ना. जितना हो सके उतना करो. टोटली यू कांट रिजेक्ट इट बाय सेइंग दैट आई कांट प्रैक्टिस इट टोटली. द आइडियलिस्टिक थिंग इज deciding that I am here only to give, serve, not to take or take service. This is the highest philosophy. Philosophy at the highest level. Philosophy is same. The one who goes on giving, goes on loving, goes on serving, goes on forgiving, where is the time for him to become miserable? And the other fellow goes on expect from others, he goes on become miserable. More the expectations, lesser are the fulfillments, more are disappointments, more are miseries. With more expectation, you become dependent on them. And how can anybody, how long, bear your own burden, stupidity? One day, they will just throw you away and go. You learn this. Dependence is misery. Being independent to give others, not take from them, is happiness. Sarvam paravasham dukkham, sarvam atmavasham sukham. Etad vidyat samasena lakshanam sukha dukkhayoho. As early as possible, you learn. I tell my youngsters, having learned from Geeta, ability, talents of Sikhkar, they will become producers and creators and create the wealth, etc. to the world and give. They don't depend on anyone. They don't become miserable by getting disappointed because people have not fulfilled what you wanted. And see the youngsters. That girl did not say, I love you and all. This fellow is killing her or throwing acid on her and becoming himself frustrated, biting his own nail, biting others' nail, and not talking to mother, father, brother, sister at home, not eating properly food. For one stupid girl, you become the Murak. Sharam nahi aata. That's called fall in love. When you expect, it is falling in the keychain called as love. When you give to others, that's called rising in love. You have to rise in love, not fall. And that girl or boy you met few days back, months back, you are got so much lost in them. Then you forgot your goals, your visions, your aims, your talents, your abilities, people expectation from you, parents. For one useless common sense nahi hota. That a buzdil, weak fellow. And you say, जिगर का टुकड़ा जान मैं तुम्हारे बिना नहीं जी सकता हूँ. अरे नालायक, अभी तो मेरे पापा, you get me married to that girl. When did you meet that girl? 2 seconds back. नहीं तो मैं मरूंगा. And marriage again in few days you say, with you I can't live, whether I'll die. Is that the way you want to live? Then continue. What can we do? There's no maturity, there's no dignity, there's no intellection, there's no understanding. And they are not taught, unfortunately, for in your education system. Nor your parents can teach you. They themselves don't know. In the society, clubs, memberships, grounds, friend circle in which you are moving, they're all pseudo intelligent people. They don't know what is life, what's the beauty of life, what is the meaning of fulfillment in life. वो अंधे लोग आपको क्या गाइड करेंगे? You be a guide by to them by yourself becoming wise. Open your eyes to wisdom. Gita is teaching all that. So today what we learned, never become miserable for any reason. Let the misery become miserable by failing when it comes to make you miserable. This is all by choice. Choose to be miserable, nobody can make you happy. Choose to be happy, nobody can make you miserable. That's it. उसमें इतना ही है वो. दुःख संयोग वियोगम योग संगीतम. There are only two types of worries or miseries. One, you can put effort and remove them. Put effort and remove. Another, how much effort you put, you can't remove. Never accept. But don't become miserable. Nattam shochitumar hasi, naivam shochitumar hasi. How many times Bhagavan is saying here? Gita is the text of giving us joy, giving us inspiration, making us active and dynamic, making us a contributor to the world. It gives us an idea as to how to scale heights, successes in whatever the field we choose. After all of that, then Gita tells, enough of the things you have succeeded in the world, now be successful in the highest goal of spirituality. Yeah, without knowing all that. What life we are living and how we humiliate our Sanatana Hindu Dharma and we talk ill about Krishna or Gita. Murak number one. तुम्हारा मूर्ख मुंह को वहां रख कर यहां आकर के विजडम सीखो पहले. Okay, tomorrow we'll touch this topic because we have come to that 31st verse. स्वधर्ममपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्म्याधियुद्धात् श्रेयः क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते. That we'll talk tomorrow. Thank you, friends. Thank you for being with me and inspiring me too. Let us learn together, grow together, glow together, flow together. Thanks. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Love Gita, love wisdom, love your life and make it beautiful so that others too love you.